type pin, and you could fill it up, and you basically get so many, and then once you had it complete, you took that into Pizza Hut, and they gave you a free personal pizza.
Get out of town. And JD,
Yeah.
you remember that too?
Yeah, I had stuff like
That's
that
awesome.
around here.
They must have stopped that in the mid '80s, I guess. That's why
They yeah, the library would usually have like some type of poster display with your name on it, and like every time you gave another book report, you could see your star, so you could go see, people you knew and didn't know, and kind of count how many stars they had and try and compete if you were like me, I guess, and read a whole bunch of stuff and
get free pizza, of course.
So Gary, what were some of these books like Wind in the Willows?
Oh, there's a little bit of everything.
The Celery Stalks at Midnight. You remember that one?
Do all the Beverly Cleary books you'd read, right? Not just like Ramona and Beezus, but you'd read the ones like Henry and his dog and
The Mouse and the Motorcycle.
I remember that. Oh shit!
What were the other ones? You'd read like the Hardy Boys and
Hardy Boys.
I remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, you couldn't use those for the book report. The librarians, they wouldn't count that one.
I actually I was rooting around, moving some stuff around, and
Did you find some?
Yeah, I found a few from when I was a kid.
Did you cheat as a kid? Did you kind of like, be reading it and kind of like, hey, no, let me see it, and kind of peek forward, and if you saw it said the end, you're like, nope, I didn't choose that one.
Nope, not me.
I would honestly admit that I would always try and see how long I could keep the story going by reading. So I'd kind of, look forward. And if I saw it said like the end in bold print, I was like, oh, I didn't choose it. I didn't flip it all the way. And then go back to the other choice.
Nice. I think I remember what you described, that whole little star system and getting like a prize. Like it sounds familiar. So I think I might have had something like that too.
Yeah, it was all like for, reading fundamentals. And the best part, I think, was as a fan of LeVar Burton prior to Star Trek and reading Rainbow, there'd always be like that section of like the actual books that he would talk about on the show. So you could go find the actual book he mentioned and try and read that one.
Reading.
No, just me.
No.
LeVar Burton never in my library.
Yeah. I think you're alone on that one.
All right.
So, guys, does anybody know where Dom's at? This is supposed to be his comeback show, and he's not even here. What the fuck?
You make it back. Is he caught in a bear trap?
Oh, yeah, hopefully somebody mistook him for a moose in Alaska.
No, they mistook him for a Sasquatch.
Fell in the ice.
Nah, he got stuck in the igloo. Couldn't get out.
Oh, man, don't call it a comeback, I guess.
Oh,
all right,
man.
what's up, everybody? And welcome to the newest podcast coming at you here each and every single week on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. Welcome to episode 32 of Breaking the Mold. If audio is your preferred platform, we got you covered. We're on iTunes and Google Play. Please remember to subscribe and leave a 5-star review, as it really helps the show out. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And hop into the live chat below. We're going to be trying to shout some people out in the chat squad that are hanging out with us tonight. So hop in there and chop it up. This episode of Breaking the Mold is brought to you by Crashbox Customs, the official Mezco supplier of the Realm of Collectors. Visit Crashbox Customs on social media for all your Mezco Once Wealth needs. Mention the word Realm when placing an order, and you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. All right, guys, there's also a bit of news coming out of Into the Realm last night, right? So I'm going to do some screen share real quick.
Do it. Share it.
Show us your screen, Jose.
Let's share it. Does everybody see what I see?
Yes.
Oh, I do.
Look at that.
I hope so. All right, guys. So go, because the pre-orders are live at realmcollectors.com. This is the first time that we are offering the annual rock box for pre-order. So you can have it shipped to you, and it's going to be available at TFCon USA Chicago 2018, or as we're referring to that as the International Realm of Collectors Meetup 2018. That's IROC for short. Hashtag that. So we're also offering your choice of colors, either white or black.
Finally,
can't decide. Isn't that a good thing? It doesn't always have to be a black shirt, Gary.
It doesn't have to always be a black T-shirt. Oh, I'm thrilled.
I know you were waiting for that one. So you can have your choice, guys, white or black. If you can't decide, you can order both shirts in one box for a killer deal. So for those picking up their boxes in Chicago, you'll also receive 2 entries into the Agabucks.com $200 raffle for each box that you buy. You get 2 entries if you pre-order and if you pick up your box at TFCon. That's like incredible. $200 this time, guys. It's usually $100. Now it's $200, and that's a incredible deal. All right,
It's really
it's going to be $50
because he's like I know he's working on his like brick and mortar store in Wisconsin also, so it's really cool of him to do that for us.
Oh, for sure, man. And I always loved for the past couple of years being around the booth at TFCon and everybody's just gathering around when it's time to like to pick the winner and stuff. It's just freaking awesome.
And everybody's staring at Raul, and everybody's like, "All right, is he gonna win?"
All right, so the boxes are going to be $50 per box picked up, or $60 shipped domestic for 1 T-shirt. You could get both T-shirts for $75 pickup, or $85 shipped domestic. If you are international and you want to pre-order, you can, but please contact Pinkerton for the international shipping details. So once again, guys, it's around 4 pre-order options: white or black T-shirt, $50 pickup in Chicago, $60 shipped domestically, $75 for both shirts, $85 shipped domestically. All right, pre-orders are open now at realmofcollectors.com.
Do it.
Do it. Out of the way, I'm Hurricane BX. As you know, let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. First up, Enter John Addict. How you doing tonight, Pop?
What's good, Jose? What's good, everybody?
Hello.
I wish I would say I was doing better, but it's like a little rain cloud's been over my head all fucking day, and now it literally is over my house, fucking thundering and lightning storms. But other than that, I am happy to be here with you guys.
Awesome, man. How does your dogs handle the weather? Because mine is scared, bro. Scared. She's shaking.
Well, it's funny you say that because like I remember growing up, my mom's dog, he's still around. He's scared shit. Like he'll hide behind furniture. If it's really bad, he'll poop himself. Like shake, shiver, almost like a rigor mortis thing takes over him. Like you can't move him.
Mm-hmm.
But my dog doesn't bother her. She's just chilling there sleeping. Like we got her accustomed to like not paying attention to it, and she's just there chilling. Yeah.
That's funny because we got the 2 geriatric cats, and one of them gets real nervous. Same thing with the Thunder, and kind of skulks around and just is real antsy. And then the other one just sleeps right through everything. Could care less.
All right, well, that's awesome, man. I wish Asia was like that because she just gets petrified, and like Jesse's like handing her to me, and I could just feel her shaking, and usually things that would distract her, like her ball or her toys, don't have any effect. She's just scared. So
she won't even eat anything, right? Like if you give it to her, she'll just leave it there.
Nope.
Normally she gobble it up, right?
She's just shook.
Doesn't it help to get them like, what do they call them, like thunder jackets or something like that? You ever hear about that? You put your dog in a tight covering or a tight jacket or whatever, and it's supposed to make them feel more comfortable. Swaddle them up or some shit.
I've never heard of that, but we actually do put a sweater on her. Like she has a couple of sweaters, and she likes to put that stuff on, and it does comfort her. So I guess it's the same thing.
I'm not crazy. You guys haven't heard of this?
Nope. I've heard of swaddling babies when you put them to sleep, but that's about it.
No, I think it works. Oh, well, I haven't heard about getting stars for reading books and free pizza neither. So I guess it all evens out.
A thunder jacket. I'll look into that.
I think it's what it is. What they say in the chat. EE Prime, Thunder Buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Thunder Shirt. There it is. Nick got it. Thunder Shirt.
Thunder Buddies. That's from Ted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That song they used to sing and shit. That's funny. All right. Next up, the analyzer, Brian Brank. How are you?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'm not having a good day either. So Dave's not having a good day. I didn't have a good day. I'm sick and tired of this goddamn heat. I don't know about you guys, but it's freaking hot here, man.
All those months of cold, and can't deal with a couple of months of heat. Come
No,
on.
I can't. It's uncomfortable. I want to be outside, and it just sucks being out there. I don't know.
It's just the humidity, really. You know.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. I know how you feel though, because I walk in it. You know what I'm saying? So I walk home, I'm fucking drenched in sweat. Yeah, got to jump in the shower, fucking cool off. Takes a fucking half an hour.
Boxers get all fucking jammed up in your ass and shit.
Brian, I was just gonna ask you, how do you have to for work? What do you have to dress like?
It's summertime, so they let us wear jeans every day if we want.
Get out of town.
But I still like alternate and wear business casual, and then do jeans and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. But I wish I could wear shorts. A friend of mine, he worked at a place where he could wear shorts, and they didn't care.
They don't let us do that either. No shorts. Even on every Friday, essentially is dress down. So that's the only time we get to wear jeans.
Mm-hmm.
But no shorts.
Do you ever have people like push the rules of the dress code on dress down day?
I do it now because I've seen a few people do it. So like I wear sweatpants sometimes.
Oh,
you know, and a t-shirt. You know.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Like they say you can wear jeans, but I see people wearing jeans and like their jeans look like, you know, I don't know. They just don't look like the most nicest jeans to be wearing to work.
Holy,
so
super holy jeans,
super holy, or you know.
What about necklines that dip a little too low?
Yeah, there you go. Or like capris, like you know, people wear capris and stuff. So you're like, all right.
I could see Dave wearing some capris.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have like lockers at work? Like, would you consider like just wearing whatever you want to work and then just changing at the job?
I don't know.
No, yeah, it's Jose. I mean, I don't have to walk to work. If I did, you know, I would look into that.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have lockers, believe it or not.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you could always just bring a change of clothes if you wanted to do that and be a little bit more.
Get in my car and come home.
And go.
I've changed my clothes behind my cubicle once when I was going to the gym after work.
Mm-hmm.
The cubicle's so high, I just tell my one friend not to tell me if anybody's coming. I'll fucking change right there.
When I used to,
there's nothing truthful about that story, Dave. There's nothing truthful.
What do you mean? It's all true.
Changing your clothes, your cubicle prior to going to the gym, like you know,
your cubicle being high.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm little, so.
Wow. Dave, did all your toys just fall down upstairs? That's what that sounded.
Is that a wall?
It sounded like a shelf falling over.
Dave,
Tim fell out of bed.
I don't know whether that. I don't know whether that was a lightning strike or you just shit your pants.
A little bit of both, I think. I gotta check. Hold on.
Oh, his face.
Yo, my wife jumped off the couch, bro. The fucking shit. And the baby's sleeping through this. It's crazy.
That is crazy. Well, you hear that voice? Look who's back with us after a couple of weeks off. Back from vacation. Big Dom, what's up?
How you guys doing? You miss me?
Yeah, man.
No.
Obviously. Well, that's the routine, boys. Good night.
What's good, buddy? How was vacation, man? What's going on?
It was good. It was good. It was really good. We had a lot of fun. It was a two-week vacation, 1 week on land and one week on the cruise. So it was really good. Saw a lot of animals. I shared a little bit with you guys. You know, I don't know if I was getting too annoying.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
Dude, those shirts were dope.
Yeah. I walked into like one of they had little gift shops all over the place. Every port you went into, they had gift shops. So they there was some like Alaskan kind of sci-fi pop culture T-shirts that I sent you guys for the viewers.
Nice for the
Alaskan
people out there. Where you went? Alaska. That's where you went to? Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska.
Nice.
Alaska. So
Nice. So how's it? How's the scenery and the weather? Yeah, how is it in the
weather
summer
was
months?
like we got into Fairbanks. It was 92 degrees.
Wow.
But not humid like over here, which is like lovely. I really miss the humidity.
Sure you did.
Did you see any of them like king crab things and stuff like that?
Yeah. There was some. They had like an excursion to go actually see one of the boats for the deadliest catch. I forgot which boat.
Oh, I thought you like just went to the beach or something and they like crawl out of the water and you feed them and stuff and
no.
No.
But the salmon
feed them small children.
Yeah. The salmon were running though. The salmon were running. So if you guys, if our listeners don't know, salmon do go swim upstream back to where they were spawned, and they it's a sight to see. It's crazy.
Did you do a lot of excursions? A lot of different excursions?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I finished.
Yeah, the land was the most of the excursions that we did, and then I think on the cruise we all our 3 excursions got canceled. So.
Why did they get canceled, Dom?
The first one got canceled because the one that we were doing was like a motorized canoe that took you around, see wildlife by the shore, and then like it brings you up to a glacier. So I guess when they were coming back the day prior, the canoe motor failed and it basically drifted downstream and into a rapids, and the canoe got capsized, and a guy hit his head on the rock and actually died.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Yeah, so there was a big investigation going on. So at that time, like they canceled. They notified us a day before saying that your basically excursion got canceled due to an incident.
How do they make up for that stuff though? Like, I know you probably paid good money for that, and
they just credit you. They credit you, but it sucks because what happens is not I wouldn't want to be in the guy in the shoe that the shoes of the guy that died, but like in our particular situation, you have to go back to the excursion desk and see if there's any other excursions that you might be interested in.
Gotcha.
And book with them. But at that time, all the good stuff was already sold out. So you're picking at the scraps, and at that time, me and my wife didn't want to throw money at something that we really didn't want to do.
Right.
All right. So, and the cruise itself was nice.
Yeah, it was good. And then the second excursion, which we were really excited about, which was we did get a chance to get on a glacier. We flew onto a glacier by a plane. So it basically, a plane lifts its wheels up and brings down their skis, and it basically slides into a glacier, which was really fucking awesome.
Dude, sweet.
Yeah, so. And it's like 8-man plane. It's a single motor plane. It's like the propeller in the front, and we pretty much flew into the mountains of Denali, and landed on the top of a snow-capped glacier, and stayed there about 20 minutes. And then took pictures and stuff. And then the storm started coming in, so we had to wrap it up. And you literally, when you take off the glacier, you're like doing an Indiana Jones type of fucking. You're flying off, sliding down this hill, and then all of a sudden there's like a ledge, and you just fall off the ledge and just fly off.
Fuck out of here!
Oh, it's fucking.
You catching my Puerto Rican ass on that?
Yeah, I got a video of it. It's really funny.
Down for a second. I mean, I thought Alaska sounded like a big used car lot. You're just talking about excursions and Denali's.
Well, Denali is the big mountain over there. They used to be called Mount McKinley. They changed the name back to the original native name, which is Denali. Thank Mr. President Obama for that.
Oh.
You learn something. You learn things. You learn things, Brian.
Oh, I thought it's because they really liked SUVs or something.
No. But the second excursion that we were going to do, we were going to take a helicopter where you fly on top. You land on top of an ice glacier, the ice portion of the glacier, and you trek about an hour or two on the glacier. But that got canceled due to severe weather, so we weren't able to go there.
Somebody needs to screenshot Dave right now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I know. I was like, he looks like he got fucking struck by lightning, and now he's gone.
But he looks so proud.
Flash. Yeah, I mean,
so proud.
It's Flash.
Is that? I mean, look at him. I mean, is that what happens when you get struck by lightning?
Yeah, he turns like Galvatron with some energon in your
Shazam.
So. But then the third actually this was fun. This is also like so weird shit that happened. Like the third excursion got canceled because a prior cruise boat, somebody jumped off and committed suicide.
What?
Yeah, and like they used all the fucking fishermen boats to go look for him. So they had to cancel like all the boat excursions to go look for this fucking guy.
What a fucking asshole.
Nah, ruin a fucking cruise, you know? Damn it.
Jeez. Did you get to go to his funeral as an excursion? By any chance?
No, I just went to my balcony. I poured out a 40.
Throw you off the boat for shit
But
like that.
it was fun. The food was amazing. You know, we had a lot of salmon. There's 5 types of salmon. If you guys don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know all 5 of them, so don't tell me to. I know there's Alaskan King and sockeye, and then silver, and the other 2 I don't know. But
the months of no carbs, was it worth it?
I sent a picture. I had a cookie, Brian. I had a cookie. You saw the picture. We actually went to a gold mine where they were, you know, basically back in the, I guess they had a big dredge that was basically digging up the earth and finding a shitload of gold. And they took us through the dredge, showed some history and how much gold was pulled out of the whole lot of land that they bought and how they did it. And then basically they gave us like these pouches of dirt and we were panning for gold.
Did you find any?
Yeah, I found $20 worth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some Marvel Legends worth.
Yeah, just like gold flakes and stuff, little gold flake things. So it was really cool. I had a lot of fun. And then they served cookies and hot cocoa after you were done.
Did you eat a cookie though?
I did. I shot you guys a picture.
Oh, look at that.
Cookies and hot cocoa in 92-degree weather. No wonder the glaciers are melting.
So it wasn't at all cold up there. I'm always thinking.
Oh well, eventually, when we got towards Anchorage, it started getting cold.
Okay.
Like it's weird because in the summer, you know, it's warmer inland and colder as you get to the south towards the ocean, and then you know, it's basically a reverse in the winter. It gets really cold up north and a little bit more warmer towards shore as you go south. So
interesting. So, all right.
But that's nice, about it. You know, it's a lot more stuff, but I don't want to bog down the whole thing, whole podcast. I know we can talk about
time. We got
toys and stuff.
Did you do any hunting up there? Did you find any toys?
I found some. I found Yogi and Boo Boo.
Yeah. The picnic basket?
The little picnic basket.
The picnic basket.
Were there Gamorrean guards in Alaska, Dom?
No. There was Anchorage. So there's only 2 Targets and 1 Walmart in the whole state of Alaska. So they're located. They're located in Anchorage. So there's 2 Targets in Anchorage and there's 1 Walmart. They barely have any stores. Like they're lucky to get I think one town we went into had like they mentioned they just had a Costco and they love the Costco because it just dropped prices down on everything. So I think one town we went to one town and I remember we were taking a trolley and the lady's like, "Oh, you guys are lucky. We just got our delivery of groceries in our one supermarket that we have here, and it's fully stocked. So if you need anything, go into our grocery store."
Wow.
So I think a gallon of milk over there, it ranges from like $6 a gallon to like $10 a gallon of milk, and depending on where you live.
Jeez.
Yeah, I guess I don't have cows close by.
Yeah, we went to like a little small, like we went to the Arctic Circle, and there was a small little town, 19 people, homesteaders, like just basically living off, you know, just hunting, farming, doing all that shit. And this guy's like talking about how he survives the season, what he does, all this shit. And then he's like, "Yeah, but I have Amazon Prime because I save a lot on shipping." Granted, it doesn't get there in 2 days, but like he has an Amazon Prime account, and he's like he'll usually order whatever he needs to order on Prime, and like it'll get there like within like a month or 2 of when he orders it.
Damn.
Amazon Prime free shipping gets there in 2 months.
And like the local post office is like six. I think the local post office is 6 hours away. So they have actually a lady that drives up every week, and like once she has a load, she'll drive up every week and drop off, and they make a whole day of it. Like it's like a celebration Christmas thing for them.
Dude, that sounds cool.
So
Interesting. different.
Imagine being a
culture
toy
and stuff like
collector
that.
waiting for you.
Oh, dude.
I was just gonna say,
dude.
everybody needs to keep that in mind when they get frustrated that their package gets delayed a day.
Oh, that shit definitely does give you a whole new perspective, man.
It does, and it's amazing what they do. And he had it down to a science and how many pounds of potatoes that he has to grow, how many berries he has to fucking pick. It was amazing how he like kind of systematically figured out how much he needs to survive a season. So whole way different. You know, I'm like, yeah, I got a Walmart just 5 minutes away from my house. There's no problem if I run out of food.
I can have milk whenever I want.
Surprised he didn't tell you a story like, yeah, we're 19 now, but we didn't get our Prime delivery for 3 months. We were 23 prior to that.
We had to eat a couple.
The weak ones.
Oh,
But
man.
it was fun. It was fun.
Good
It's a lot
stuff.
of fun.
Good stuff. All right, maybe we'll get a little bit more into it. I'm interested. Fucking. All right, next up, G Money. How are you tonight?
Dude, I'm doing well. It's been,
money.
hello. It's yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know, I'm not quite as exciting as Dom's adventures, but got some information late last week after the Tuesday show. So the short version is looks like the Allen family will be joining all the cool people and moving into the state of New York here shortly.
What?
Yeah,
Nice.
What
Nice.
like upstate New York or like actually?
yeah, upstate New York. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's actually Albany. is where-
Albany, yes.
Yes.
My old stomping grounds.
Bring your
So-
winter clothes.
Thanks, JD.
And a shovel. And a shovel.
And a shovel.
Yeah, I've
Dude,
been there
all-
before.
The city of Albany is really nice, dude. Though they do a lot of cool things in the summer, so you'll have fun.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's go ahead.
Isn't Albany the capital of New York?
It is.
It
Yep.
is.
Yes.
What's that?
It's what's interesting is before we lived here on the shore, we lived in Western Massachusetts. So, kind of where we're moving to is probably about 90 minutes away from where we lived about just under a year and a half ago. So just never know where life will take you. So that's interesting. So, but that's conversation maybe for another day. But it'll certainly, the whole thought of selling a house and figuring out where we're going to live, and do you rent, do you buy, do you move into the city, do you do you bring both cars, do you? I don't know. It's just you think about everything.
Yeah. What's the
and it's
timetable
just
looking
a
like?
process.
Are you gonna be doing that within the next few months?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's our house actually gets listed tomorrow, so everything's moving relatively quick. Realtor came out, took pictures.
$2.
It was. I think it was pretty cool though. The freaking photographer was using a drone to do like aerial shots of the yard
wow.
and stuff like that, which was kind of neat. I hadn't seen that before. But
live
and
on
look,
a
my
mansion?
company's doing. No,
What do you live on?
no.
60 acres.
But the my company's doing taking care of a lot of this to try to make it as stress free as it can be, all things considered. But I'll actually work here this week and head up there, start working next week, and start scouting out some places on a list. And it'll just depend on when something's available. I think we're gonna rent and probably do some city life. So Jose, I might be kind of like in your back to your style of living,
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, a little less space, but a lot more stuff to do nearby, hopefully. So
Yeah. It's funny because Bricks on the Dollar in the chat. Shout out to Clutch. He was like, Gary's still gonna be just as far from Jersey.
it is. It's Brian and I already looked up. It's actually the same distance, driving wise for me, just from a different direction.
It's actually
So that's cool.
You'll in the fall you'll see that nice foliage going on the Catskills over there.
Yeah. So that's exciting, stressful, exciting all at once. So just try and, take it like anything else that's major in life. You take it one thing at a time and, kind of just work through it. But God bless my wife, man, because now you guys know why we're a good fit, because she's already sold. Because we're just talking like some of the furniture we've got in this house and, just to make it a little bit easier for the move and kind of start fresh with stuff. So she sold one of our couches and she sold our dining room set already.
Wow.
It's already gone. I know.
That's it, man. That's it.
yeah.
Ain't wasting any time.
But no, it was cool. And then Friday, I got to hang out with Brian for a little bit, kind of spontaneously. Kind of went and met him after work and did some hanging out, got some dinner, a little bit of toy enabling. It was a good time.
Gary bought me a bison burger.
It was delicious, right?
It was yummy.
Bison burger.
Had
And
you
we
never
had-
had it prior?
No, I think I'm sure I have. I don't know, but it's not every
I
day.
should have tried it. I should have tried it in Reston, right? They had that in Reston, right?
They
They
did,
had
yep.
that option.
Absolutely.
I
I
should have
didn't-
tried it.
I didn't have to go to Alaska to get bison like Dom.
No, moose. It's a moose burger. Moose burger.
Oh, moose burger.
Did you have that out there?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, really good. Moose, and then what's that other?
What's it like eating your own?
Caribou.
Eating your own.
Oh, called Dom a cannibal.
You fucking cook one there, little small guy.
And this place we went made like real cherry Coke or something like that. So it was pretty wild. They mixed the cherry flavor in the Coke. It didn't come as like cherry Coke. I don't know. It was good.
Yeah, what do they call it? They call it like old fashioned, right?
Old fashioned. Old
fashioned.
hand
Yeah, or
crap.
hand mix. Yeah,
And Gary actually had a soda. I was pretty surprised.
I did.
What?
I was sold. I did.
Nice.
Yeah,
See, he's so good though. Like that's what it is. Like Gary's metabolism is like at a point that he drinks a soda that shit just gets burned right out. It just does not. It doesn't.
And, you know,
If you're drinking it once a week, you're okay.
for old time's sakes, as far as the enabling goes, a little dun 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 dun.
Yes.
Gary
So-
dipped his toe in that again.
Yeah. So we went to the Lego store,
Uh-oh.
right? And so I am all about customer service and being friendly and being helpul, right?
And
But
a good
these-
rack on her, right? Was it a good rack on the girl?
Not at all. No. They were far from it. Far from it. But I'm like, I don't need like 3 people to tell me 6 times that, yeah, that Voltron set, it's amazing. I built the one in the window. Oh, it's fantastic. And then this other guy comes over and he calls them mechs. He's like, oh yeah, they're all individual mechs, the way they're bagged in the box.
And I'll go to
And,
Gary. I'm like, did he just call the Lions mechs?
You know, it's like,
Guys
so we're
aren't
kind of
cool.
looking. So I pick one up, right? I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it. I come all this way. I'm going to buy it, right? So I'm holding it. Sir, you can put that down if you're going to buy it. We can hold it up here. And Brian's like, no, if he puts it down, he's not going to buy it. Just let him carry it around. But then, you know, they had the giant Falcon built. We're just kind of looking at it, kind of talking, just having conversation about other stuff too while we're just there. And then, oh, that's the biggest Lego set ever made. That's the most, you know, highest part count ever. I'm like, guys, enough. I'm like,
He's like,
I'm already buying it.
You're
Now,
interested.
Right.
now you know what it's like for us Puerto Ricans when they're like, hurry up and buy. Hurry up, get out of here. Hurry up and buy.
You're stealing?
Oh man. So and then after that, Gary and I go to the Container Store. So I've never been to the Container Store.
Oh, yeah.
And there's wild stuff in there. And you know, so Gary's like showing me stuff, and you know, we're just catching up. We're just walking around the store and talking. And you know, it got to be a little awkward. This girl that works there. She's like,
Yeah.
so are you guys like are you guys building something, or
Yeah.
what are you guys looking to do? I was like, yeah, he's getting away from his wife and you
Yeah.
know, something.
And then that's when you should have kissed each other.
How many? You should be like, how many body parts can I put in this?
Slap him on the ass.
Yeah, that's why we're looking at stuff. We're like, hey, this would make a good display for that, and that you could display this that way, and you could like put the pieces here, just like, you know, just all this. If anyone's ever been in one of those stores, if you've got like any type of borderline OCD, they are like right up your alley. And I hadn't been to one since I lived in Chicago, so the fact that there was one there by the mall we were at, I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to go check it out. But yeah, it was a little bit funny. She's like, are you guys reorganizing a room, or what are you working on? Did you get a new house? Brian, so he's looking for something for his wife.
See, like
She's
if it would have
she's
been
like,
me
okay.
in the other place, I would have acted it out a little bit.
But yeah, you have fun with that shit.
Yep. Me and JD would have held
Totally have a super sex palette.
Did you guys see any like collector stuff, like containers for that would be cool for like display purposes or anything
dude,
like that in there?
there's tons of stuff. There's all kinds of like acrylic stands and risers. Some designed for collectible stuff and display. Some designed for like your kitchen knickknacks and stuff like that. You know, those shadow boxes I gave you, Dave, actually came from there at one point. it's pretty neat. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff and just organizing things to a super high level of detail like that.
Mm.
Sure.
There was one thing that
BZ
caught
in
my
the chat.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, BZ said he loves the Container Store because he's got OCD tendencies.
Yeah, man.
So,
That place will fucking satisfy those tendencies. I think.
Yeah. But
Dave,
it's not cheap though. I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
yeah, I did see one thing interesting. They were file folders, but they were acrylic, so so transparent. And basically, if you were to lay them on their side, they're like a acrylic L, right? And it's kind of elevated, so they would fit in a DTOF, and you could put some figures on them. But if you had any that were displayed in alt mode, you could put them inside that acrylic folder thing. I thought about that for a second. I was like, huh, that's a pretty neat idea.
Like an invisible garage. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. That's a good way to describe it. Yeah. If you were doing the double modes, of a character, it's kind of a cool way to get more space out of your DTOF shelf.
mm-hmm.
But Gary's right; it's a little expensive there.
Yeah, you definitely need to kind of have a good plan for exactly what you want, what size, because it's not a place to buy all that little stuff and then kind of figure it out afterwards, because it adds up pretty quick.
For
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have to check if they have one of those here, because I've never heard of a spot called specifically the Container Store.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm sure we do though, somewhere here. All right, JD, how are you feeling this week, buddy? You were missing last week. We missed you.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
Who are you, bro?
Huh?
Loving the booth too. You're letting it just grow out.
Oh yeah, that's just complete neglect. I guess if
I
you
feel
spend
bad for the audio listeners that can't see that fucking mane right now.
Tune in, people.
Like Simba.
Or better yet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Spending time in hospitals and shit sucks.
Getting all sick.
Getting sick and fluid lung and stuff, not breathing, and
these fucking meatbag bodies of ours fucking failing us.
Sacks of meat. These infected sacks of meat we have.
We all can't be healthy like Gary. Fuck you, Gary.
Dom is so angry all the time.
Drinking my cancer juice.
But yeah, I'm good. This weekend Brian hit me up and was like, "Hey, there's a toy show in the Harrisburg area. Are you going?" I was like, "We already went."
So I hit him up on Sunday because I know he works Saturday, and he's like, "Yeah, I went yesterday." And I was like, "Fuck."
Or no, you hit me up on Saturday because
Did I?
Yeah, after like half of the conversation, you're like, "Wait, don't you work Saturdays?" I was like, "Yeah, I got off." Everybody told me not to bother to come in because it was fucking dead in there. So, and I didn't have an appointment. So,
how far was the show from you?
So I live right outside of Harrisburg. Camp Hill is literally like 10 minutes away.
Okay.
It's like right over the bridge. It was in this hotel there. It was really small, and the majority of everything in there was die-cast and Hot Wheels. High-end Hot Wheels. I guess there's like, your third-party this and that Hot Wheels stuff. I don't know. But it was a lot of fucking die-cast cars all over the place. And then there was like 3 or 4 guys in there that had different stuff. And we made out like bandits. I don't know if anybody saw my post on Sunday or whatever, Saturday or Sunday, I forget. But we got a shit ton of stuff.
Did you get anything mythic?
No.
Worthy?
Worthy? No. It was all like Star Wars and fuck else. We got some anime shit. a bunch of vintage toys. Found a whole big lot of like Centurion stuff. Some what do you call them? The Battle Beasts and shit. There was a ton of stuff there. We would have spent a whole lot more money. But
Was it big?
no, it was real small. It was like a ballroom.
So it was in the bathroom?
Huh?
It was in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in the bathroom.
Awesome.
How about you?
Yeah,
Huh?
what about you, Jose? How was your weekend?
Yeah, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I didn't really do much. Just laid up, basically.
That's great.
I saw you pulling Transformers out of all nooks and crannies of your house. What's that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Brian's comment was
What's
the
that
best.
tote? I saw that tote.
Yeah, I had some floor time. I was just trying to like just organize like some of the more recent Hasbro stuff, just because I got a
playing
little
some-
ottoman there.
He's playing
With
Survivor
some
with all his
storage.
toys. Who's going? Who's going in 2 weeks? Vote you off. You're out of the tote.
Dom called it
There was-
Survivor. He's playing God.
You have disappointed me in life. You
lines
will
him
be
up.
at the table.
He lines them up.
You're
He's
not-
like, look to your left, look to your right. Someone won't be here
Yeah.
in 72 hours.
If Toy Story was real, right? Imagine
Yeah,
fucking.
That's
What
it.
was that other fucking movie
Who's-
with the food?
They were like all, they were all dark and all scared. And the light comes out, like, whoa, he's gonna get us.
Everybody lose your accessories. You can't be sold without your accessories.
That's funny.
Oh shit, man! You're not wrong though, man. Like, cause you do go through some of that stuff, and it's like, all right, do I need this? Do I need this? Oh, I have a car version of this, so I don't need this. You know. So, yeah, but it was just basically just trying to put some of the different lines together, because it was just like a bit of a mishmash. And
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was to say that is like a phenomenal perspective to think about, though, because at some point, every one of those toys was brand new in the package, and you either were, and that's not unique to you, right? It's all of us, but you either like bought it at the store or it came in a package that you were excited to get in the mail. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It all started at the same place.
And then they all wind up in the same place. Yeah, but that was cool, just because, again, going through all that stuff, you get to mess with them back and forth. So I was doing that while just, watching TV and, doing some different things, running errands throughout the weekend. So that's it. Low key, man. Low key. If I could spend my weekends home and not really have to spend too much money and shit like that, fucking, because it's expensive to do everything here in the city, usually wind up doing that. And we try to plan when we try to do something like bigger and stuff. We still got a circle line like cruise that we got to take. We bought the tickets like weeks ago and never like took advantage, but we got to the end of August to redeem. So maybe this weekend if the weather's okay, or a couple of weeks from now too, because it's gonna be we got NJCC, and then there's that's gonna be. It's going to be crazy. And I think I got a family reunion coming up, so I might be having to go down to VA for a weekend coming up soon. So we'll see what's up. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm glad the whole team's back together. This is awesome. It's been a minute. So, all right. Let's see what we got, guys. Gary brought up in the chat. I was trying to like ask this before the show. But Gary brought it up. Maybe Dom and JD might have an answer to this. But he was bringing up, is there a dream? And to the people in the chat, like chime in, like please. I'd love to hear if there's anything out there. But is there a dream action figure, toy, or collectible for you that just hasn't been made or produced yet? You know what I'm saying? Something that you've always wanted, a figure, in an action figure form, in a collectible form that just hasn't been produced. Like this one was tough for me to think about because I'm like, man, with the things that I collect and the things that I'm into, it's like what has not been produced. You know what I'm saying? Like there's action figures of everything. There's representations of like almost every character and pop culture out there.
Well, also I've got one that like has been like on like a top list for me for a long time. And I would like, if you could give it to me perfectly, it'd probably be, 1/18 scale is too small and they make die-cast versions. So I would like what is like a 1/14 inch scale size to fit 6-inch figures of Kit from Knight Rider, and I would like it to be of like Hot Toys style quality in terms of details. I know they've done some different ones over the years, but something that would fit like an actual 6-inch Michael Knight figure. That was a realistic Trans Am, show accurate.
So
I know they.
You just want Hasselhoff. That's all.
No, listen, I know Kenner did that Night 2000. The little kind of 3 3/4 one that talked and stuff back in the day. But I would like a updated version of that would fit a Michael Knight style Marvel Legends ish figure in that scale.
Goods? Soft goods.
I don't know if it had to be soft goods on the figure. I'll be honest.
A rooted Hasselhoff fro. How about that?
But he could come with like Baywatch, optional clothing. No, but I would like the car, like the kit, to be like detailed, where like the T-tops come out. Again, show accurate color combo with the obviously black with the tan interior, the dashboard. Just a really high quality car of that scale.
It better fucking talk back too, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it absolutely takes batteries.
Why do I want that? I got a wife. My
something like that's never been produced. What's the fucking matter?
No, there's been like die-cast versions, and there's been a little bit like 1/18 scale over the years, and some are pretty pricey. Hot Wheels has done some different ones. They did Kit, they did the KARR version, but nothing of that larger scale that would actually fit, an actual figure that goes inside of it like that.
Okay, and it would be, the size of the figure you would want to be just 6-inch.
6-inch, yeah, like Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series. That'd be cool with that.
Yeah,
get that digital paint from Hasbro, for Hasselhoff. The black leather jacket, have the Knight on the license plate of the Trans Am, and of course the red scanner that goes back and forth, but retractable headlights. Have everything pop out for Super Pursuit mode like they did in seasons 3 and 4.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. I used to love that when you used to hit that button.
Yeah,
I was big on that. Right? Yep. Yeah. I'm surprised, man.
I'd be in for it.
It's a franchise that I would have figured like something like that would exist by now, especially with like the nostalgia that we had for like 80s properties and stuff like that.
Something Mattel would do or something like that,
Yeah. And I remember like as a kid,
what's interesting.
They had a toy like that though back in the day where you could have the kit with the. I mean, it's not high end, of course. It's just a bullshit like retail figure, but I know they had that.
They did, yeah. They call it the Knight 2000. It's made by Kenner. It was a little kind of 3 3/4 style, and it talked. And the doors opened and stuff, and you could put the figure in it. But it was, very 80s style.
Yeah.
And it was smaller. But it shouldn't be that hard to do because the thing is, there's no more Pontiac anymore. So as far as rights for the brand and stuff like that, there's no worry as far as that goes.
I mean, there's still like there's still little Hot Wheels of Kit being released, so I guess it can't be that hard to do it.
Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Is there any particular company that you would want to tackle something like that?
That's tough because you don't see very many vehicles that aren't die cast, like JD was saying. So I don't know. I'd want like a Hot Toys style level of detail, but I would want to pay Hot Toys price for 1/6 scale. I don't need it. I don't need it that big. I know they did the DeLorean, they did the Batmobile, that kind of stuff, but I don't need it quite that big.
Gary, would you go for the trifecta and get A-Team and Airwolf to go with that?
I would, dude. If they did an A-Team van in that same scale, I'd be all over it too. Yep, 100%. You give me faces. White and red Corvette too, with that white vet with the red stripe down the side that they did. I'd take one of those. Sign me up.
Yeah, you just reminded me about the Hot Toys doing like the DeLorean and stuff. With those pieces were pretty pricey, right? Does anybody know?
Oh yeah, the DeLorean goes for like over 1,000, like between 1,000 and 2,000, I think, just for that.
Yeah,
I think.
They were all right around 500. The Keaton Batmobile when it first came out was like $499. They did 2 tumblers from the Dark Knight, a black one and a camouflage one. And when they came out, they were like $4.99, and then the DeLorean was, I think, like $5.99. Yeah,
Okay.
because it was the most recent of those purchases. But yeah, like anything else, it's hot toys and it's limited supply and they're gigantic. And then when they sell out, they end up going up in value. Kind of like Hulkbuster and stuff. But
Yeah.
but
All right. Anybody else?
I mean, go ahead,
You
Dave.
go.
I have quite
Got
the
it.
list.
Oh, all right. I'll go before JD goes.
Yeah.
So Gary, when he was talking about like that 80s, he just brought me back, and everybody knows I got like a thing for Ewoks. So I know SH Figuarts is coming out with a Wicket, but I haven't seen Black Series or SH Figuarts do anything more for the 1/12 scale, for Ewoks. So I would love for them to start dropping like packs of those or something. That or even for me would be cooler if they did like a Ewok Battle of Endor fucking figures with fucking Noah and T. What's his name? The fucking little speedy guy. Fuck's his name? I forget. But Sindel, and then wait. Teak was his name. And I would love to just get into that because that was like the first, besides Transformers, like Star Wars figures that I had was those Ewoks because of that movie. So if they redid those, I'd be in for them.
All right, that's
Tomorrow.
interesting.
Tomorrow, Dave. They're gonna.
Nah, it'll probably. Hasbro's probably working on fucking Ewoks already. It's just a matter of time before they come out.
Do you think that's something that they'll push? Like I've always like kind of growing up with the Star Wars, like Ewoks were always kind of like the redheaded stepchild, it seemed, of the franchise. Like nobody liked Return of the Jedi specifically because of like the Ewoks. Is that something you see them like doing and producing and making? I mean, it is part of the lore and shit. So
I mean, they've done it with the 3-inch stuff, and I think they sold pretty well. I mean, it wasn't like that stuff was just sitting on the shelves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Right.
You want to get the whole family of them,
Right?
the whole clan, or what's a gaggle of bears called?
Exactly.
Trouble.
Well, I kept thinking Clan of the Cave Bear, like that old movie. You ever see that? But a couple people in the chat here, Chat Wingham mentioned Star Trek figures, and I think Rob M kind of doubled down on that. I've actually been binge watching Star Trek, so yeah, I could. If they were there, I'd spend my money on them right now, for sure.
Yeah, and Rogue Warp 71 was Dungeons and Dragons would be cool.
Yeah,
Shout out to our Dungeons and Dragons people. I'm holding a bag of classic, the vintage Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, Mythic Legions, that's the way to go. Find specific figures and you can tear them apart and make some Dungeons and Dragons figures.
Nice. EE Prime said he would like to see some characters from the Forgotten Realms. What is that?
Brown?
Oh, it's that series. I know. I think that's the elves, right? Eric, yeah. I'm trying to blank on his name, but it's a long-running series. I think, kind of fantasy written. Talks about like dark elves and other kind of similar concept to that Mythic Legion stuff.
Can I go?
Speaking of, real quick, speaking of legions, Knight of Ren has
Guess
Spring
not.
said no, Dom.
Knight of,
No, Dom.
I'm not used to Dom being here. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Your
sorry.
cadence.
Let me go back to Alaska.
I don't process your cadence just
No
yet.
problem.
But Knight of Ren has gone down the Mythic Legions rabbit hole.
Oh, he has.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
He was there for the live event, whatever, the other Friday, and he was one of the winners.
Oh wow. Yeah, shout out to those guys, man. Fucking shouting out everybody that placed pre-orders. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, but
pretty
congratulations to him. It's he won a Servalgard.
A Savagard.
Yeah,
Dude, that ice troll looks fucking awesome.
I can't wait.
All right, you can go now.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I'll go.
No,
I
actually,
just got one thing. I don't have a list, and it's really short. I would love to have batteries not included saucers. Those little saucer guys. like really like just actually operating so they can like pick up my shit, so my wife doesn't get mad at me. Fix my car when it breaks.
Fix the tiles, the broken tiles in the bathroom.
Yes, of course. Patch up the holes in the ceiling. I remember those things. Those are the things that when I watched that movie, I was like, dude, those fucking things are cool.
Serve food at the diner, that type of stuff.
Awesome. It's like having a little. Nice. It's like having a little Dave. Just running around your house. You can go, JD. You can go.
Okay. So, oh boy, let me. So I have this ongoing like list of.
Whoa!
Can't see it, but
save the list.
Well, these are all figures that have not been made, and they're ones that I'm going to make. So
it's like your tackle list on customs.
Sure. Yes. So, of course, nobody's ever done a Tank Girl or any of the characters that I know of. Like Tank Girl stuff from the Tank Girl comic book.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever done any of that stuff. I don't know who I'd want to make them, but
Feisen bodies. Go for it.
There you go. Or Storm.
There you go.
I'm pretty Storm, Four Horsemen. There's some good groups. If anybody's watched Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop.
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's so good. We Chan and I just watched it, like the whole series, like throughout the week. We've been watching it. We just
Figma hasn't made anything.
Nope.
Any of those figures like that.
And that's who I was gonna suggest was like Figuarts or Figma to make Samurai Champloo or Cowboy Bebop figures. Another one, I would like Storm Collectibles to do Ninja Scroll figures.
Ooh, nice. Yes, that would be cool.
Of course, some proper Akira figures would be cool. McFarlane did Akira figures, but they weren't really figures; they were statues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'd be pretty good for like Figuarts or Figma to do. I mean, there's a ton of like video game properties out there. You get like Dead Space and let's see Dante's Inferno. If you pre-ordered the game, it actually came with a figure of Dante Alighieri, which was pretty cool. Of course, it's like a 6-inch line of G.I. Joe. That would be great.
Yeah, I'll agree with that too. There's no reason that hasn't happened yet officially.
I know it should.
My goodness,
big surprise.
I have the Silverhawks on my list.
Oh man, yeah, that's on there.
I've been every now and again a Marvel Legend figure comes out and I'm like, that's perfect for this figure, and then I'll grab them. So I have like parts for at least like 2 to 3 figures right now for them.
So
I just gotta tear
JD,
them.
let me ask you a question for Silverhawks, because that kind of comes up. It's one of the little bit more obscure properties, right?
Sure.
Kind of not as popular as Thundercats, but more popular than Tiger Sharks. The storyline, or was it the fact that they were vacuumized metal, and had a look to them as far as the figures go?
What do you mean? Why I like them?
Yeah. Was it the actual show itself?
I have the original show on VHS from when I was a kid. You know what I mean? There's like a bunch of them you could get. It would be like a single episode on a
Blockbuster's looking for that tape back, JD.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Be sure to rewind it. For me, Gary, I mean, I thought the show was fun. I love the show as much as I love the Thundercat show.
Yeah, it was right. I was gonna say it's right on par with Thundercats.
Yeah. I mean, made by the same people, voiced by the same people.
Yep.
Basically the same thing. Like the bad guy is a regular dude that transforms into another dude, and dude, man.
But
Monstar, man, he got jets in that planet to like move it into the the moon stars, light. That was crazy, awesome shit.
Didn't the good guys like volunteer to have themselves altered into the actual Silverhawks?
Sure.
Isn't that the storyline that they
Something
like,
like that.
you know, kind of like volunteered to be
I think
converted
so.
over, or tested on? I don't know, it's a little dark. It's kind of dark.
Yeah, I mean, you go back and look at a lot of the old cartoons and stuff like that. There were always stuff that was questionable. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about that storyline from Silverhawk. I remember watching it like here and there, but just not I just don't remember really what it was about. And same thing with that other one with those guys that used to have the body armor. Was it Centurions?
Centurions.
Yep.
That's a good
I would
show.
love a new line of those.
What was the other one? Inhumans? Something?
Yeah, in
Similar to that?
the Inhumans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys ever like that Cops show from back in the day? They like all
hell
the
yeah.
characters had little
Yeah,
gimmicks and stuff like that.
I have it on DVD too. I bought it a few years back.
See, that's
for
one
real?
that I think I liked the show, but I thought the toys were garbage back as a kid. I know they had like the cap. Yeah, but they had the cap firing action, right, on some of them.
Yeah, all of them did.
So, yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I thought they looked real kind of cheap to me. But I liked the show. That was where I actually liked the show quite a bit.
Aren't they bringing those back though? Like I thought I saw something like that on Plastic Fanatics one night.
I
Cops.
hope so. That would be awesome.
That would be cool because that would be something I'd like to see. Like that's
Right.
just the property I remember as a kid.
What's the
That kind
acronym
of-
stand for?
Cops.
Yeah.
Something.
You guys are not real fans.
cyber
Central Organization of Police Specialists.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
way off.
Isn't that in the title too? And like the opening fucking.
Yeah.
It
got it.
is. Yep. In the
I
song
just-
credits.
Yeah, I just remember fighting time in a future time.
Future
But
time.
do you guys remember what the future time was?
Is it like now?
1989.
It's like 2 years from
Yeah,
now.
it
It's
was-
like
yeah, it was-
2020, I think, if I'm
Yeah.
right. I think. It's just like when you watch the 86 Transformer movie and they're like in the year 2005 and you're like, damn, that was like how long, 13 years ago now?
Dated.
It seems so far away. Like then, you know, same shit. Like I used to think that when watching like the Terminator movie. You know what I'm saying? Because they were like, you know, Judgment Day was August 29th, 1997. That was like a date I had circled on my calendar.
He put it in his planner.
Awesome.
Like anything gonna happen, you know, fucking, and then of course like the dates for Back to the Future that just passed, you know, a few years ago. Oh man, time eventually catches up. I was thinking of trying to think because I was like, man, I don't really have anything because I'm mostly just into like comic books and you know, so like I'm like there's a representation of almost every character. But one of my favorite books, which is Savage Dragon, which is not super popular, it doesn't sell a lot, so merchandising for that book's kind of been like a little short and stuff. So I know there has been like action figures made, but there's so many characters like in that book. Like I would love to see like a proper toy line like on that. You know, it's just it's a little bit out there. So I think just the different character designs would be interesting enough.
Who would you want to
they've
do
only-
it?
See, now that's like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Cause I just to think about the sheer quantity of characters, I probably, you know, Hasbro would probably make the most sense. Cause you know, the way they're just pumping out characters like out of this Legends line, but just any company that's just going to put a decent 6-inch figure out, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, whoever's doing the DC collectibles, like their stuff is pretty okay, like in some regards. But I would say the Legends stuff is just killing like what DC is like putting out. So I would just say overall, I think Legends would make me, or Legends style figure.
Would you want it more like? Would you want it more like animate style or like more like real life? Like, you know, if they try to make it into like a real life looking figure as opposed to like how the comic animation was.
Nah, I want it to look like the comic book because that's another thing about that book is that Eric Larson does the art. He's drawn every single issue. He's write, draw, and ink. So, you know, so it has a very distinct look. It's not like a bunch of different artists have come into the book and added like their interpretation. So, like I would want the characters to look like his drawings, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I think
they did put out like a Legends of a Savage Dragon before, which is like pretty good, but it's a good figure and it's cool, but it just doesn't like look like the comic look, you know.
I think like a SH Figure Arts or like a what's the other company that does style like the Dragon Ball Z stuff?
Mayfex?
Not Mayfex, but damn, I can't think of it. They do a Figma.
Figma.
Yeah,
Figma.
that might be dope too. Like if they pick that up.
Yeah.
I always wanted the SH Figure Arts to do like the Avatar: The Last Airbender because they do such a good job.
Yes,
they do such a good job with
were
Dragon Ball. Yeah, and those toys.
Toys were terrible.
Yeah, but they like,
you know what?
with like with all the articulation and like the the karate and ninja stuff that they did on the show. So
Dude.
I thought it would really play well.
Appa and
Appa,
yes, Momo. Like I would freaking, I can't believe I didn't think of that one. But yeah, I would love like a collector's line of that.
It was a very popular TV show. So like I don't know why
that would be awesome.
They wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because their figures were terrible. They were really kind of cheap looking. I know they did Legos for them for a while.
Yeah.
But I would love like a figure arts version of that. I'd be down for that.
Sorry, Jose, that I ran under your parade.
No, it's fine, brother. It's fine. It's fine. I was pretty much done. I was also thinking too that I remember I used to, as a kid, I used to watch like Dick Tracy a lot. I used to show that a lot on
Dick Tracy. Yeah, boy.
And the fucking all the way to all the different mobsters and characters.
Flat Top,
that shit was crazy.
Flat Top. I love Flat Top.
So I always like I used to have the figures as a kid and stuff. So I always wanted like the watch though. Like the watch was always like the coolest like thing to me, like and it's like kind of like we have them now with these smart watches, but it's not exactly like that, like the way that thing was. So I always thought that was like a cool thing, and maybe like an updated line of those would be cool because those characters were just out there. They were just crazy, crazy looking characters. So I think something like that would look cool. That was Warren Beatty back in the day, right? Madonna.
I think Pacino was one of the bad guys too.
Pacino.
Yeah, he was Big Boss. Yeah, he was Big Boss, acting all fucking psycho.
Jen just got me that on Blu-ray because we were talking about it the other week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like, man, I haven't seen Dick Tracy in forever. And then she fucking, I guess, ordered it.
She just showed up with it.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I got you this."
Nice. I'm gonna have to reminisce on that, man. I can't even recall when's the last time I seen that either. It's been years, like, because it's not something that I think they show like on a regular basis, and I barely watch regular television. So
Mumbles and Flat Top and
that was Dustin Hoffman, right? Mumbles.
Yeah, Mumbles is
You already sound like that.
Yeah. That's some gin and tonics with no ice.
Any of you guys ever see the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell and Brandon Lee? I think. I always really liked that movie, and I know if I was to get figures, I mean, it'd only be a few characters, but dude, those weird giant truck things that they were driving around in, those weird tank looking things, I always thought that would be cool to have like a little toy that'd be neat.
Soldier. I don't recall that one. I remember Universal Soldier.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I know what movie Brian's talking
Dude, it's
about
cool.
now.
It's like they breed soldiers as kids, like the kind of not exactly like clones, but they go through the same training program. And
Kurt Russell gets a heart in the movie. He actually starts caring.
Yeah, something like that. Well, basically, he gets discarded because he gets old.
Yep.
And like some new general or whatever comes in with his new, like genetically altered guys.
Wasn't Dolph Lundgren one of those guys?
I think
that's Universal Soldier.
That's Universal Soldier. No, it was the guy who played Bruce Lee in the Bruce Lee movie. I can't remember what the actor's name was. I think he was the evil guy in the new general that you were talking about, Brian.
Yeah,
he had a shaved head, right? He was like shaved head.
Nah,
No?
he was like this little squirrely guy.
Okay.
I forget who he was. He's been in other stuff. I just can't place him right now. And
I'm watching the trailer now to see if I remember it.
and Chat Wingham corrected me. I said Brandon Lee. Oops. Yeah, he was probably already dead. But Jason, it was
I was
Jason,
about to say, I was like,
Jason
yeah,
Scott
he didn't
Lee.
make many
Yeah.
movies.
Jason Scott.
Jason Scott Lee, isn't that the Red Power Ranger, original Red Ranger? Jason Lee. Jason is Jason Lee, isn't that the dude from like Mallrats and shit? Those Kevin Smith films?
Yeah, no.
He is a Jason.
Yeah,
Lee.
my name is Earl.
The same one.
Hey, Jason Lee.
That Bruce
Not
must
the
have got around, dude. He's got
Kid is back on the escalator.
Don't
How about,
get me
like,
wrong. I don't wish the child any harm, but it would serve his parents correctly for letting him.
this guy Aaron in the chat mentioned Mad Max.
Yep.
Like
Mad Max.
that would be wild.
Nice.
That's another one.
Uh-huh.
Yes, a real toy line with a real interceptor that wasn't, again, not 118 diecast, but like the real. Oh, yes.
Yo,
It kind of made me think like, okay, so you could do, because of course Mythic Legions are like the top thing on my brain, but you could do the same sort of thing with like Mad Max sort of stuff, but treat it like Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Yes.
Where you could like pop parts of the car off, and you could
And
interchange
that's another
the armor
line.
and all that shit.
Like, just like you were saying, like the D&D, from the cartoon line, right? That cast of characters.
Yeah.
I would absolutely be in for Jason the Wheeled Warriors set based on the cartoon characters.
Hell yeah.
Not the Tonka toys.
dude, Knight of Ren. I'm with you, man. Top Gun figures, 6-inch figures. Let's get some Goose and Maverick and fucking Iceman.
Well, if you're gonna do that, then you can just do a Chevy Lumina and make Days of Thunder also.
There you go.
So clearly, there's a theme for me, when it comes to properties. Like anything that had like a vehicle or an animal pet, I'm like all about.
Or a hot guy that drove a car, right?
You're the one. You're the one that's kind of fixated on that.
No. I'm just observing.
What about Buck Rogers then, Gary? He had like one of them weird like little dudes.
No,
weird
there's only one
toys.
thing about Buck Rogers, and it was Miss Erin Gray when she started on there, and then when she went on the Silver Spoons.
Yep.
I remember I saw her. She was on Silver Spoons.
I remember.
But I saw her at Comic-Con probably like 2004, and I was just as smitten as I was in, 1982.
You're so awesome. You're so awesome.
I hate
Nobody
you, Dom. Go back.
wants to flash
Take another
with
vacation. Dom, when's your next vacation?
2 weeks.
Next time I see your wife, I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna say, where's Dom taking you next? When's your next trip planned?
My next trip is TF Con. So you're gonna see me, Gary. You're gonna see me, Gary.
Antoine in the chat, he said Exo Squad. Does anybody remember that one?
Hell yeah, that was deep. The only thing with that is like, to me, it was very touchy because it was almost like racism going on with the with the Martians or whatever they were and the humans, But I remember watching that before I went to school in the morning, and the toys were fucking sick.
Yeah, man. I almost bought a whole lot of those on eBay back in February because I think we were at Retrocron and I saw some. I was like, I think I want all of these right now. But I decided not to buy it now. I was like, whew.
Shit. I got a quick story on that, right? So me and the guys, we used to do, stupid things when we were growing up, teenagers, and we used to go into local Toys R Us and, sometimes, used to walk out with something we didn't essentially pay for. And I didn't. It wasn't me, but
it was
my
a friend
one
of a friend.
No, it was two friends. They both went into the bathroom, okay? And that's exactly what they were going to take was those Exo Squad toys. And those things are fucking chunky fucking toys, So apparently I guess they had a video camera like facing the bathrooms, like common sense would tell anybody that, you know what I mean? So they went to the bathroom to stuff them down their pants.
Moving in.
And I remember walking
Doesn't come
out, and they let you walk out of the store, like
Yeah, they have to.
3 or 4 steps away before they grab you. And I remember my 2 friends got grabbed, and one of them, like the toy just fell right out of his shorts. Like the minute he was grabbed.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh shit! And like the guys pulled him in, and I remember like us like waiting for them outside until, I guess they called their parents, took pictures, didn't allow them in the store anymore. But I remember I still had the little guy from the fucking toy because they left it. It fell on the floor. And I had it, and I was like, "Look, you didn't completely mess up. Like, you got this dude. Like, But it sucked because they would never allow back in Toys R Us. But it was just a funny story. I remember with Exo Squad.
I remember the name, but I didn't remember what it was. I just like looked it up, and it says there's a picture here that has a caption that says "The American Anime." So and it says,
I gotta watch that shit.
I think the show ended on a cliffhanger.
It did. Yep,
Really?
it absolutely did. It never came back for another season. Yep.
There was another
Wow.
show that they used to give right after that or before it. You guys remember Mutant League?
That sounds a little familiar.
It was basically a bunch of mutants, right, that used to play sports. And they were like, like some of the main characters were like, the quarterback or like, like the best, baseball player. But it was like brutal. Like, if you were playing hockey, like you could smash somebody's head off. And it was called Mutant League. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I think I used to remember seeing the advertisements for those in comic books too.
Speaking of, I guess sports figures, sci-fi sports figures too. How about King Arthur and the Knights of Justice? You ever watch that?
I have that DVD too. Yep.
Dude, fucking 4 Horsemen, get on that, man.
Yeah.
It was a fucking football team that fucking went into fucking the times of King Arthur and shit, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Ever.
Dude, I know there was.
Oh
shit!
Flash flood warning.
Flood warning.
Oh, yeah. Is that an Amber Alert? Is that right?
Go, Dave, get a box. Get yourself a box.
You float away. Is there anything else? Night of Ren.
Some of these guys have got some good ones.
Yeah, they got some good ones.
Like
Dark Crystal,
Spaceballs.
They attempted to make Dark Crystal figures. I think.
Was it
I know.
Was it NECA that did
NECA,
it?
I think. Yeah. They did one of the Skeksis. I can't say that word. Skeksis. Yeah. Chamberlain. The main one, like and that one goes for a pretty penny. Like if you try to get it now, Minton box like $100.
Fuck you, Toys R Us.
Yeah, Brian. I hate Charmander.
And I have the Elflings too. They came out with the.
What'd you call them?
Gelflings.
Skeksis.
Skeksis. I can't say that word.
Dude, those things are scary as fuck.
So fucking scary.
Yeah,
they still are.
Looking.
Like we're gonna be saying GoBots, but they're already starting to make those, right? That company making those.
Mm-hmm.
We see them at TFCon usually.
Actually,
and he has them for.
And they're official, so they're not third party.
E Prime said Starship Troopers.
Yes, Starship Troopers figures would be dope.
That's in the makes they're redoing that movie too.
Yeah.
I hope they get a shower scene.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Beastmaster. That's a
great movie, man.
Which one? There's like 4 of them.
The first one.
The
only one that matters.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I always thought that was Mark Hamill for some reason.
That fucking creature that had like the cloth that like you like wrap around and like fucking you turn into bones at the end.
They were good at the end, right?
Yeah. But like the first time when they did it, was scary.
Hell yeah. I wanted a ferret so bad as a kid.
Ogo and Pogo.
Oh, look at that! You remember the name? Wow.
You know, there.
Dude,
I have to scroll through, but somebody, I think it was BZ Fresh, said Wu-Tang Clan and Tribe Called Quest.
There you go.
Do you guys want figures of your favorite band? That'd be kind of cool.
Of
Guar.
They already started doing that with Daft Punk.
If they
They
did the
did-
Wu-Tang Clan and did them like half like hip hop, but half like in their like actual samurai, like fighting, not samurai, but the martial art fucking style looking,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
like that would be dope.
Have like a gimmick like attached to it, right? Yeah, because
Right.
I'm like just to have dudes like looking just regular like hip hop, like I guess like Method Man and Redman are a little bit more colorful. Like I could see like a 2-pack of them.
Mhm.
But some of the rest of them, like I don't know.
No.
Like like it's not like Kiss that has like an act. They have the makeup, they have the outfits.
Yeah.
They've made figures like that before. Like they've even done I think like Beatles like figures. I think from McFarlane Toys back in the day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like they did figures to Daft Punk and stuff like that, but I guess it just would depend on the band.
I want Guar figures.
Guar. Nice. They had the outfits too, right?
Yeah, I mean they'd be perfect for like Storm or Four Horsemen, or it'd be great. It's all blood and gore, and they're knights and swords and from a different planet.
There's stuff like that though. Like, would you want to see that like an action figure form or something more like a Hot Toys release, more realistic?
I mean,
I think for something like Kiss, I think like the Hot Toys like would work well. You know what I'm saying? Because you could just get all the likenesses and the outfits and the makeup.
I mean, how many times have McFarlane had the Kiss license, and they did. I don't know. I'd want them more of an action figure.
Okay.
They deserve that.
Do Goonies. They need to make Goonies
figures. Yeah. Aside from those fucking reaction figures.
E Prime.
Big Trouble Little China, baby. Give me some Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, dude. Just the three. Like just the three guys.
The three the
lightning
evil guys, right?
The lightning,
yeah.
Rain,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think all this stuff is not too far fetched. I think honestly, within the next year or two, we're gonna start seeing half the shit we're talking about today. Because I just like they already did I think Sideshow did a Kurt Russell from that movie.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah, they did
Like
the Little China, Jack Burton.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made it, or I would have.
Get Chopin, like all like
Laupan.
Laupan, there you go.
Lopan.
Lomain?
His little sphere. the Observer or whatever, that little fucking
The eye.
the eyeball, the meat thing with the eyeballs all over it.
Didn't they have like a Blanca kind of like a monster at the end with like a fucking
Remember he came out the truck at the very end, like he was still there, like
yeah.
Night of Run said They Live. That's that old Piper movie.
Oh my
right?
god! Yeah. Any fucking John Carpenter thing would be fucking great.
Night of Ren is an old soul, man.
Huh?
Night of Ren is an old soul because he's younger than us and he knows all this stuff. It's
dude. Walter Young, dude. Killer Clowns, fuck that, no way. That's scary.
Killer Tomatoes,
scary fucking shit. I don't like Killer Clowns.
I got asked to do a Killer Tomatoes tattoo today.
They didn't have those toys, right? That was more the what was that fucking food fighters? You remember that?
Oh yeah.
The fucking food that used to fucking fight each other and they're like fucking vehicles and shit.
I know what you're talking about, dude. Don't worry, buddy.
It's like a hamburger with a.
Yeah. There was. I saw some of those this weekend.
I think they're coming out again. Little figures, right? The little ones.
Yeah. Or Dune.
Nice.
I would be in for
Dune. I could totally use some Dune figures.
Dude, I'd go for a 6-inch scale
That's
Christine.
Aguilera.
No, the Plymouth Fury from Stephen King.
I'd want the chick from Weird Science as a hot toy. Do you remember that?
That's being talked about being redone too, man. They're just redoing everything.
Yeah. I can see a lot of that stuff. Like Tim was bringing it up. Like I know he he was liking all the Terminator stuff that the Hot Toys stuff was putting out and the RoboCop. and like it seems like they haven't been announcing anything, but it's true. Like I think like 80s properties like that like resonate with people, especially like now we're like all older and could probably afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like Dave said, I could see a lot of this shit potentially being put out within the next few years. You know, it's like, why not? The potential's there. It's just I don't know if just the people are like looking for it. That's the thing. You know, I guess you just gotta contact the companies and maybe if there's enough interest, you know, who knows?
I'm gonna
listen,
look into some
never underestimate the power of the written word, because all those letters I was writing to Pinkerton and Dust Mites for changing the Rock T-shirts from black to another color paid off. So. All you got to do is just keep the effort. You know, keep it going.
Did you when you stepped it up to 2 letters a week, right?
Exactly, exactly right.
Gary Dufresne.
I got a big box of sunglasses.
There you go, Brian.
I got a big box of sunglasses.
It is going to be interesting. I want to see how that white shirt looks. I'm ordering both. You know, just to have, you know, I gotta have at least one of every T-shirt. But that's good. That's good. Maybe like if it does well enough, that'll open that up for the future.
Wait, they're doing a white T-shirt?
Yep.
Oh god, where you been, Alaska or something?
Welcome yesterday.
Yesterday, missed the beginning of this show. Yeah, Dom, the Rock Box is up for pre-order. Get on it.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm gonna look like a marshmallow.
Well, you have your choice, dude. It's black or white. You know, black is still pretty slimming. So
or both. Stay puffed on.
Stay puffed on. I'd be like, good humor, man. Here's your ice cream, boys.
He said stay puffed on. That's funny.
Okay.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up and we'll open up the show. Open up once we go off the air. Put the link out in the R.O.C. Facebook group. So, you know, keep a lookout for that. Just run it down the line, get somewhere you at. And just once again, thank you to the chat squad. Everybody that was throwing out their answers. We appreciate it. Thanks for participating. You know, like they were saying last night, man, the show, you guys are a part of the show, and the interactivity, if that's even a word, is kind of what makes this thing cool.
Participation.
That's right.
I like Jose's word. It's better.
Interactivity.
The interactivity, exactly. Make shit up right now. It's like a cool aspect, and we brought it up before, just you know, the back and forth. So, all right, Brian Brink, yo, tell the people where you at.
Brian Brink in the Facebook groups, at Brinklizer on Instagram, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in 2 weeks. Be there.
Fishbowl.
It's the island, baby.
The island.
Rock Island, we're returning. All right, Big Dom.
I'm back. You can find me, Dominic Grasso, at the Facebook groups, and here Tuesday nights with you fine fellas. And, you know, yeah, I don't have an Instagram. Fuck that. No Instagram.
Tag you all the time. You just don't use it.
Dude, I don't know how you guys have time for all that shit. Just
we
like
don't.
I see posts and I'm like looking to say something and I'm like, I don't got time to write that shit. Just move on.
That's what smoke breaks are for.
You can at least and potty breaks, Dom. I mean, instead of buying toys sitting on a toilet, scroll through Instagram, like a few photos, you know?
I do the likes. I don't mind just hitting the like and like. That's easy. But like, you know, just writing something and commenting is crazy.
You haven't liked one of my pictures in months.
Fuck
you
your pictures.
Like one of my photos.
These pictures you like, and
yo,
they're not mine.
Dave, if those pictures don't have me in them, I'm not liking them.
Well, Dom, I've only taken like 18 pictures in 2 years. I mean, but still.
Oh, yeah. I lived 18 more than I did.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Energon Addict.
Yo, Energon Addict on Instagram, here on Tuesdays, David Colon in the Facebook groups.
Lightning.
Lightning. All right. G Money.
Yeah, Gary Allen in the Facebook groups, and I'll also be at NJCC in a couple weeks. So if you guys are out there, plenty of us come say hello, hang out. It should be a fun weekend there.
Yo, you gonna be there, yo?
Yo,
You gonna be there, yo?
I'm gonna be at the Piggly Wiggly.
Gonna bring your money, buy some stuff at my table.
What's that barbecue place right in that fucking hotel? Porky's?
Red, hot, and blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna get a burger.
You know, Brian's gonna
That
be
burger
there a
was
couple of
good last
times.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be there hitting the loose cannon and
Loose
eating some
cannon?
burn ends.
We're all gonna be there, right?
Mm,
I think so.
I think so.
Nice. All right, JD.
You can find me recovering. no, you can find me JD Brocious in the Facebook groups. Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live. Here with you guys every Tuesday, hopefully, as long as I can keep it together. And yeah, NJCC, 2 weeks. Buy
Dude,
some Transformers.
Dude, fuck Dust, man. Look at JD's wavy hair, dude, man. You're sexy.
Oh,
You're sexy, boy.
Yeah, I don't know what a hairline is anymore.
Yeah.
Jose, you're gonna shave that beard before NJCC, right?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
I'm taking it all the way to TFCon.
God.
he's got getting ready to
I might
deliver
have to
toys
trim
in
it.
December. God, shit.
He's gonna scare away. He's gonna scare away potential customers from this table.
Yeah, man. I thought Jesse didn't like that shit.
She doesn't. That's why
She's learning. She's learning.
That's why he's growing it.
Exactly. All right, guys. As for myself, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network, all at Harrick and DX. Here every single Tuesday with these gentlemen. And please check out Verbally Challenge with Harrick and DX, available on all podcast pushing platforms. And I do mean every single one, even ones I don't even know about. All right, guys, before we head out, remember to check out the website realmofcollectors.com. The Rock Box pre-orders are live. You have your choices there. Go to the website and get your pre-orders in while you can. I believe those are over on September 3rd was the cutoff, but I'll be back with you and let you know about that for sure. So that's at realmofcollectors.com. All right. Shout out to friends of the show at Figure Photography Crate on Instagram, Third Party Unlimited, tfprototype.com, kumastyle.com, Retro Now on YouTube. He said he's going to be at MJCC too, so that's cool. Get Retro there. TKO and the Blackout and Shout Crew. Join us on Facebook where there is a group, Realm of Collectors. We're on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. It's easy, guys. Realm of Collectors. Breaking the Mold is a proud part of the Cool Table, so please pull up a chair. It's a network hub for like-minded podcasts, including Enter the Realm, Plastic Fanatics, Shattercast Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolters 40K, Stasis Lock 8 weeks, building up to it, and Fresh Communication. Go find a Cool Table page on Facebook with links to all those other great podcasts. All right. That's it for the show this week, guys. Thank you to everybody watching and listening. We are the R.O.C. We're not going anywhere, so get to know us. R.O.C. Hangout will continue next. Look out for the link in the Facebook groups. All right, peace out. See you next week.
Later.